interesting. It was I love Danger Mouse, but I thought it was what prompted that decision to try something new this time around.
Just wanting something different.
Yeah.
Like we know Rick,
Yeah.
and we know we're going to get a very high quality producer in Rick, and a good friend.
Yeah.
You know, he's great at what he does, obviously, but we wanted to get uncomfortable and explore something different within ourselves, and we also wanted to add an element that we hadn't before, and not in a forced way or a contrived way, but let's get our chemistries in the same pot and see what happens. And it worked. You know, we rolled the dice. It was a risk. We didn't know him that well. We didn't want to sound like a Danger Mouse record. We wanted to sound like us. But I think what we got was a great mix. And he turned out to be as caring and attentive and focused, and just when he gets something started, it's not half-assed, or he's not phoning it in. He got there early and he left late, like Kobe Bryant. Like he wanted it to be better than everybody else. He wasn't going to settle for, this is okay. Anything that I would sing to him that he felt was just okay, he would be like, no, next. Really? Give it to me again. Find something else. And I'll like, okay, I'll go home and write. He's like, no, right now, start singing ideas.
Were you surprised by that? That he
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also impressed.
Yeah.
Like it takes a courage and an intelligence to tell somebody who's been doing something for 30 years, that's not quite good enough. It's okay, but we're looking for better than that.
What was your reaction to that?
A little bit of frustration, but also it's coming from a positive place. Like it's not his arrogance or being a control freak. He just wanted to be the best. So it was good.
The Dark Necessity is doing amazing. I mean, it's your 25th song to chart in the top 10, which is pretty amazing.
Thanks for the info. Didn't know.
You didn't know that? Yeah.
No.
Congratulations. I mean, does it come effortlessly at this point, or do you still concentrate and think about writing the hit?
Never thought about writing a hit in my life, and it's never effortless. We worked so hard for so long, day in, day out. Some days it just doesn't happen. You try so hard. I heard that music before I wrote lyrics and melody to it, and fell in love with it. And that one, I kind of had a general sense of what I was going to do from the first time I heard it. It was like, you see somebody, you fall in love, you know how you're going to kiss that person. I heard that song, I was like, I think I know what I'm going to do on this. I have my part. It just came to me. Other songs you fall in love with, but you're like, I don't know where I fit in. Like, what do you even do in this music? It just doesn't make sense. And it takes effort after effort until you finally solve the mystery. You crack the code and you're like, yes, this rhythm, this whatever works. And Brian was super helpful in helping me get there.
Speaking of doing what works, I mean, when you've been at something for over 30 years, 32 years I think it is, do you ever look back on some of the things you've done and just think, what was I thinking then? Whether it's fashion, whether it's a move you made, whether it's a song.
Moves, no, because even the most ridiculous moves, I'm all for them. Sometimes the more absurd and embarrassing, the better. Fashion, I've had a couple of moments where I do question my sanity. Late 80s, that weird in between, like 80s was colorful and wild and, you know, decadent and wonderful fashion-wise, like feathers and everything goes. But towards the end of the 80s, there was that little lost in space time where you didn't quite know how to express yourself fashion-wise. And I've seen some photo shoots and I was like, whoa. I had a woman's hair band in my long hair thinking that would be somehow the right look, and it just looked silly. Song-wise, I don't even mind writing a bad song or a silly song or a song that I don't want to play today. It made sense at that moment. If it's a song and we worked on it, I have love for it. So very little regret about songs, even if they're not good or there's something I would never want to play together. I remember why we wrote it, when we wrote it. It had a purpose. Yeah.
What about your relationship with music? I mean, how does that change? I'm sure when you got into music, what you wanted to get out of music was maybe different than what your relationship with music now.
I couldn't even analyze it accurately. Music still gives me one of the best feelings on earth. When I hear the right song, it's just ecstasy. So I had that as a kid a lot. Like when I got turned on to music in my teens, whether it was jazz or funk or The Clash or whomever, and I heard it, I was like, yes, let's dance, or let's jump around, or let's cry, or let's make out, or whatever. That feeling is irreplaceable, and I still look for that all the time.